were arresting people over and over and putting them in jail. They're coming out and they're going back and they're stealing from their families and they're just destroying those relationships. And it was just a problem. And we didn't know how to solve it. We didn't know what to do. And so as we talked about that, one of the great things, talking about community, one of the great things we have here in Wellington is we have an incredible relationship with our fire and our EMS. And it was affecting those people the same way it affected us, right? They're going on these calls, watching people die or saving people. And some of these people that we're saving are mad at us when we're done. We had a guy say, man, you just ruined my high. They don't even know because of the Narcan that, that they were near death. All right. So as we worked through those things, the fire chief, and at the time Dave Knapp was the EMS director, I grabbed those two guys and I said, listen, there's a symposium, there's a gathering down in Columbus with the Attorney General. We have found out that we have some real problems here in Lorain County. Right when I came from Lorain County, or when I came to Lorain County, Lorain County is where they started the Narcan program in Ohio. It was a test place, which is now statewide. So Lorain County has had its problems. But because of the work that we've done here, one of the things that has been being talked about for a while is a needle exchange program. And I'm going to let Dave explain a little bit about that. But it is something we're strongly working on here because of the program that we've done, because we think that will help, because we have a problem in town and in Lorain County, and because we have already gotten the support of the fire board, the EMS board, and city council, and the mayor, and those are the crucial things to get this done. Dave?
Hi, I'm Dave Coble. I'm the health commissioner here in Lorain County. So you may know the health department because we inspect restaurants to make sure you don't get sick, right? We get immunizations to make sure you don't get the flu. So we're all about preventive medicine, and we've been working with the Lane's group for a long time and trying to make sure Narcan is in the hot hands as we can. Well, last fall we started to seriously have some conversations with the CDC about needle exchange and about the amount of intravenous drug use we have here in Lorain County. And in October, they sent me a letter saying that we would be a prime candidate for a needle exchange. And the reason is because if you have that much intravenous drug use and you have hepatitis C rates and you have HIV rates, they could really just take off. And so if you want to do something in a public health way, you try to prevent it before it happens. And so as we're starting to see these rates start to go up a little bit, we want to make sure it doesn't just take off. And so we said, okay, well, that's great, except how are we going to get the community to kind of, where would we hold this? And so we started having preliminary meetings and talking a little bit about it. And a few months back, we were at a meeting with the North Family Foundation, and there was a discussion about needle exchange. And I was sitting in the front with Elaine, and Chief comes up and he goes, hey, I'd really be really interested in really maybe being a site. And of course now, I'm thinking, there's a lot to this, and this is a little more controversial. Are you sure that you want to do this? And I didn't really know him very well, but he was like, yeah, let's come out and have a meeting. So we came out and met with the mayor and talked a little bit about what it would be like. We knew that it was legal in Ohio, and there were specific things you could do to make sure you could do it, but there was some work to do before then. And so we talked a little bit about these hep C rates and other things like that. But really, the real reason for needle exchange is to connect folks who want to quit and keep them healthy until that day when they walk in, like we've heard about today, where the day you walk in and say, it's over, I want to stop. How do we keep them healthy, keep them alive with Narcan, keep them moving along until that day comes? And so really needle exchange has to be built around a group that has multiple services, everything from recovery and detox and every other thing you might need. And so this was a perfect example. And so we do have a little bit of work to do yet, but we do have some opportunity to bring in, and I was really happy to hear that this might be a good location. So looking forward to it.
We will gladly answer some of the questions that we can reference that. There's a lot of questions we can't answer because it's an ongoing process. Part of this discussion was the fact that because of all the work that we've done with Link, that we think this is a community that's open to this idea because we think it'll help, because we know that there are positives to this whole thing. And I had to check with some important people to me, And I had to check with the mayor, and the mayor says, you know, Chief, if you think it's a good idea, I'm willing to trust you. So, you know, he's been on board. Then we talked to our consulate, and they've given us the thumbs up. And I know that the EMS director and the fire chief have talked to their boards, and they're all on board. And we know, because this is about community, we started that whole meeting out about this is about community. We know that this community is ready to embrace that. So, listen, it's a great thing that we're doing here, and we're helping people because people are people. They're not addicts and they're not cast-offs. They're people. So, that's what's Cleveland. And as I talked to those people, you know what we found out? There's a lot of 44090 zip codes going to Cleveland. Now, if they got to go all the way there to do that, how much is going on here? You know, it was interesting as we were talking about this. Our police department has begun to find these needles in town being left out. And that's a concern for our public. We've been finding them for quite a long time as we go in to make arrests in houses. We find, oh my goodness, at one house, Jeff, what were there, 100 needles we were picking up? I mean, so it's a problem. Now, if there's that many people willing to go to Cleveland to get help, how many people are right here that could use that help? So we know there's a need. Agreements to doing this whole thing is that there has to be constant that goes along with it. So you have to sit and talk to us to participate. So it's completely about about helping these people, hopefully getting them into treatment. That's the major focus there.
It's now they're signing on, but the biggest roadblock was them starting something and it not working.
And listen, we're enforcement minded, all right? We're the guys who arrest people. It's black and white. You break the law, we arrest you. It's interesting. Jeff and I sat down to look at this thing. We didn't really think we were going to be where we're at today. We were just looking for a solution because what we were doing wasn't working. And we sat through. Tom Stuber's a great mentor, and the people that have been in this program and the people that we've trained. Tom has done a great job of teaching us what addiction is and why it's such a problem. And it's changed a lot of our minds. So even though we're doing the same thing, I think the reason we're doing it is differently. I work with a lot of police departments, and it's hard to change that mindset. That doesn't make them bad. It really is a mindset shift, right? And so I think we're slowly working on it. I will tell you, Nicole has done 1,000 times more work than I have, and I've had lots of conversations. But it is a shift. But I think we're getting there, and I think especially because we're seeing that it's actually helping people.
And the perception, a lot of the departments that didn't want to join, but I do compassion fatigue training. They attended my session